Welcome to beautiful, historic Leuven in Belgium for the 100th edition of the World Road Race Championships, where some of the finest cyclists in the world do battle for the coveted rainbow bands across mixed relay, time trial and road disciplines, with juniors, under 23 and elites fighting it out for 11 rainbow jerseys. That's totally normal. This will be the 10th time that Belgium have hosted the World Championship since its inception way back in 1927. But on this occasion, the centenary of the World Championships, it's being held in the true cycling heartland in the Dutch-speaking north part of the country, where cycling is essentially woven in and is part of the DNA of society here and the community. And one thing is for sure, this is going to be a real festival of cycling and one massive party. Whilst the racing is spread over the Flemish Brabant region of Belgium, the finishes of all the road races and the heart of the World Championships is here in Leuven. It's a beautiful, historic city. You can really feel a proper sense of history here. It's also the home to the biggest university in the whole of the lowlands. And whilst I've been walking these lovely city streets, I've been chatting to some riders and some fans about their thoughts on why the World Championships is so special, especially here in Belgium. So Ella, you're not just at the World Championships, you've ridden it. Just explain why it is so special, especially to the Belgians.
I think it's just so special to be in Belgium because they're so passionate about cycling, and it seems to be the home of cycling, so everyone gets behind it. Actually, when I was riding up the climbs today, it was deafening, the cheering from the fans, and I couldn't hear my own breathing. I think in other countries you might have a little bit of skepticism that there's going to be a cycling race that's closing the roads and residents might get a little bit irritated, but here just everyone loves it and they all get behind it, and it's just, the fans out there were amazing. I'm
here with some Danish fans, very keen. Can you just explain who you're here to support? I can't quite work it out.
We're from Belgium and we like Sicily.
So you're Belgians?
Yes.
I thought you were Danish.
The Belgians are crazy. Yeah, they're crazy, that's one thing.
Yeah.
That's one thing, and the second thing, we have the top favorite this year, Wout van Aert.
Yeah! Woutje van Aert! Woutje van Aert! Woutje van Aert!
Well, I think Belgium makes a World Championship. Flanders, as we know with the classics, the last couple of days and this evening is going to be mayhem. And if a Belgium win, my God, it will be impossible to move here in Leuven.
Everything is exciting. Everything. The Belgian supporters are great. The Italian supporters are great. Dutch fans. But who knows who's gonna win?
What makes it so special is it's like an all-star team. You get all the best guys from the country coming together, and you know these guys that they've raced together since they were little kids, and just to see that kind of happen and see the best guys from the country go after like this world title, it's amazing, man. And being here in Belgium where like cycling is everything, it's inspiring.
It's crazy to see how many Belgians are here supporting cycling. It's so nice to see so many people on bikes. It's really cool. Even in the Flanders course, it's quite technical, but obviously this last course is really technical too, so I think it's positioning really, really hard.
Right, from a course perspective, the time trials, well, they're up in the north of Belgium, along the coast, on the flat. All of the TTs finish in Bruges, and as normal for a World Championships, the main road races are based on a circuit. Well, in fact, that isn't right. This year, they're based on two circuits, and the first of which, the main one, is here in Leuven. It's 15 kilometres round and features no less than 20 corners. It's up and down, super technical, it's like a mini kermesse. And then the second circuit, which is out to the west of Leuven, known as the Flanders circuit, well, that's 50 Ks, but it has 6 really, really tough, short, steep climbs, a couple of which are cobbled. Now, the junior races start and finish here in Leuven, but the under-23s and the elite men and women, well, they start, thank you very much indeed, about 50 kilometres away in Antwerp before commencing their respective loops. And from a climbing perspective, there's 20 and 42 climbs in the women's and the men's races respectively. That's a lot. And the other day, I took a spin on the circuit in the Flanders 2021 Sportief to give you a flavour of what it's all about. Please excuse my rather poor camera work. Take it away, Matt. Dankjewel. This is the Muskerstraat. It's one of 2 cobble climbs, but they do it 4 times. It's smooth at the bottom, all the signs, all the pictures, and then we hit the pave. The pave. Okay, this is the Bekerstraat. Really, really bumpy cobbles, as you can see. Again, this is what the race is all about. Crosswinds, short, steep climbs, and then climbs with cobbles on. This is where the 2021 World Champions will be crowned in Leuven. Well, Flanders 2021 Sportief done, which is essentially a recon of the World Road Race routes. It's given me a real flavour of what to expect for the road races. You've got crosswinds, flat sections, steep short climbs, bergs, and of course cobbles. There's plenty of cobbles. Pretty exhausted now. I need to kind of have a sit down, kind of decompress. The course is just actually there, and look how well located the Café Sport is. Time for a Zwift one. Oh, I just fell off my bike. Well, the Zwift Café Sport is essentially a hub, a community hub really, a cycling community hub where everybody can come, sit, have a drink, watch the racing on all the screens and have a go on Zwift. There's been numerous events over the few days. We've had members of the public come and try Zwift for the very first time, racing each other in a 1 kilometre time trial. We've had some of the stars of the future national squads racing on Zwift as well. Plus, I got an opportunity to race against one of the biggest legends, not just in Belgian cycling, but in world cycling, the Lion of Flanders himself, world champion, 3 times Tour of Flanders winner, Johan Museeuw. Okay, we've got a pretty special event coming up. It's a team relay versus the Lion of Flanders, Johan Museeuw, me, Russell Downing, the former British champion, and a local barman. Basically 6 laps of Crit City, 2 laps each. Johan Museeuw's going to all 6. We've got to try and beat him. He's a living legend. We were once okay cyclists.
The Lion of Flanders, Johan Museeuw.
Russell Downing, former British road race champion. 3, 2, 1, and we're underway. It's not only a bike change, they need to change the saddle height as well.
He's having a panic moment.
This is a moment.
Oh my God, he's taunting Matt Stevens. They poked the bear.
He means business. He's getting himself into that zone, Dave. What has Christoph got to try and bring this back to Johan?
He's attacking.
It came down to the wire. Christoph, Russ Downing, Matt Stevens takes the victory.
What a chance.
What a race.
Well, that was something very special. Members of the public, world champions, just people having fun, and that is what Zwift at the World Championships is all about, and it's what cycling's all about. Brilliant. And if racing in front of the public isn't your thing, we've got another quieter Zwift station here, so you can pop on and pedal in peace, and even have a chat to Russ Downing, who sat just there. And in here, kind of backstage, we have a private Zwift space. We've got a bar, we've got orange, we've got a lovely light blue, we've got a Zwift station, we've got Taylor Finney's bike over there, we've got, I call this a chat podium, and what is that? A cobble? What can this mean? Let's find out. This cobble here is wrapped up in the hat of Johan Museeuw, king of the cobbles, but who better to explain the cobbles to us and their kind of significance in Belgian cycling culture than an American, Taylor Finney. Why are cobbles so special to the Belgians and in fact to everybody in the world of cycling?
We all know that Americans know everything, and so I'm happy to explain this. Basically, cobblestones are rocks that were used to make roads. And when cycling first started in the early 1900s, late 1800s, most of the roads were made out of cobblestones, so the cobblestone roads were the smooth roads because they weren't dirt roads. And then over time, cycling became more masochistic, and there was this desire to make things as difficult as possible. So we continued the tradition of riding on the cobblestone roads.
What, I mean, you've raced at the highest level over these beasts. There's different sorts of cobbles, isn't there? This is quite a square one. This is quite even, isn't it? But there's some real horrors, isn't there? There's some real difficult cobbles to ride over.
Well, the cobbles do gain sort of a polish over time with use. So you are sort of aiming for those more rounded cobbles, but because there's so many of them, it's hard to fully pick your line. So yeah, like in the Arenberg forest, for example, there are some spiky cobbles that are ready to take you down. That's all in the art of cobble navigation, which is something that I used to really like as a pro, but I realize now that it was just because I sort of would have rather been mountain biking.
They are revered, aren't they? I mean, we couldn't have a Belgian World Championships without these featuring at some point, could we really?
A lot of the roads in Belgium are still just cobbled roads, and so in Belgium they're just known as roads.
There we go. The history of cobbles from Taylor Finney. This is what it's all
Thank
about.
you very much, ladies. Many congratulations.
I'm here amongst the fans. The atmosphere is absolutely electric. It is insane. It's beautiful. It's emotional. The final rainbow jersey of this beautiful World Championships has been won. What a week of racing. What a location. I'm exhausted. Hope you had a lot of fun. I'm going to go to the Zwift end of the world party now.